I've been watching and making YouTube videos for almost 19 years, and it's safe to say that I've seen YouTube change a heck of a lot. I've seen creators come and go, and I've seen what happens when almost the entire world seems to be uploading videos to the internet. And over the last 6 months, it's coming to the attention of many YouTube creators that YouTube is changing, or it has changed, and not necessarily for the better. YouTube specialist Marcus Johns uploaded a video talking about how the YouTube algorithm has changed. And I think in some way, we've all probably felt this change, whether you make videos or not. If you're watching this, you probably make videos. By the way, I'm Zach. We're building an app called Clipflow, which is literally for helping creators and businesses scale their content production. It's an all-in-one tool. Go check it out. You'll see what I mean. But in Marcus's video, he talks about this algorithm shift where the YouTube algorithm, or just YouTube as a company, are prioritizing short form over long form, which is ultimately leading to some of the biggest creators ever, and just creators in general, losing a lot of viewership on their video. And so I want to quickly chat through what I think this means for YouTube and what the next phase of YouTube might look like. And again, this is all just me theorizing. The world is moving so quick, but hopefully this gives you a bit of a sense of direction where things are going. At its very core, the reason this change is such a big issue for a lot of people is that it's putting a lot of pressure and stress on the middle class of YouTube. Unless you're Mr. Beast or Mark Rober, Ryan Trahan, those big dogs, you're probably not making a heck of a lot of money. Now, YouTube wasn't always like this. You could very comfortably have a middle of the road channel, maybe a few 100,000 subscribers, which is still significant, but that was usually more than enough to make money and make YouTube sustainable. As YouTube has been prioritizing short, long-form videos are getting less opportunity to show up in recommendations, to show up on the homepage, and therefore creators in general are seeing a pretty significant dip in YouTube views. By the way, any graphics or graphs that you've seen aren't anything that I've made. They're from other creators, so make sure you go check out their videos and support their work. But as I was getting stressed about this as a creator myself and someone who's making videos all the time, it freaked me out. It's not a very hopeful thing to look at when you see those graphs dropping and you see your favorite creators are even losing those views. And so I started digging for answers, and I went back to the advent of the radio. See, way back in 1954, families would sit around the radio and essentially listen to shows, or what they would call appointment listening. There was this old school radio show called the Jack Benny program, and people would literally every night, either over dinner or after dinner, sit around and listen to this show. It was one of the biggest things in the world. But then television arrived. And as you guessed, it offered way more visually stimulating experiences. A whole new world of content was opened up. And so, of course, advertisers fled radio for TV. That's where everyone was doing their appointment watching. You would now watch shows at specific times every day. And all these years later, people still do that in some capacity. And so the golden age of radio collapsed. And the parallel I want to draw here is that in some ways, long form video is like appointment viewing. You rock up for the same creator at the same time every week. If you made radio back in the 1950s, you would have felt obsolete when TV came around. How the heck do you compete with something so visually stimulating? But here's the thing, radio didn't die. It actually got bigger, and it's something that I think a lot of us forget. But to get bigger, it had to change, and it really did change significantly. Instead of these big mass drama productions on radio became more about music. The radio format definitely changed, but it didn't die. See, undeniably right now, YouTube is prioritizing short form content. I prefer long form content, but maybe I'm just still an old guy now. Turning 30. I've peaked. But to me, my relationship with YouTube is long form. But as a company, it does seem like they're really banking on short form as their gateway to more revenue as a business. And it kind of makes sense if you break it down technically. Short form content takes way less money and resources to host. Shorts are a fraction of the size of hour-long long form videos. And with shorts rapidly making YouTube similar types of money as long form used to, it seems pretty simple business practice to drop the cost of delivering a product and increase your revenue. But the hard reality is by Q3 in 2025, shorts were generating more revenue per watch hour than long form in the US. And so what this means for middle class creators is that you're fighting for less available slots. It kind of reminds me of radio pivoting to music, short snippets of entertainment, rather than hour-long drama programs to entertain people. See, when a new technology is created, people start to use that technology for creating stuff. They always have. The internet undeniably made it easier for everyone to make stuff, but people did make things. It was the same when radio was invented. For the first few years, people didn't really know how to use it or what to use it for, but eventually you got some really big creators on the platform and they created big spectacle things. But when TV got created and everyone shifted there, radio became completely different. One of my favorite examples with TV was when it was created, it was like appointment viewing. It took that spot from radio, but then it changed. When cable TV came in, there was an endless number of opportunities. There was an endless number of things you could watch. We saw the same thing happen with streaming and Netflix. At first, Netflix was incredible, a single place that you could watch everything you needed, but then every major production company started making their own Netflix Netflix, and now we are overwhelmed with options. Why do I say all this? Well, YouTube is no longer young. YouTube is old. YouTube's been around for 20 years, and we've seen some incredibly big creators come from this platform that was just for uploading silly videos to the internet. And the exciting thing is YouTube has stuck around for a long time. But as a platform and a format matures, things change. We will unlikely see the disappearance of these massive creators unless another platform comes up that makes more sense. But we are inevitably, just like radio and TV, going to see it become more and more difficult to find a place amongst all the noise. These changes honestly kind of get me excited because what it means is most likely we will see a new medium or a new platform come soon. Short form is well and truly growing. That's how I grew my channel, was through short form. But I don't think short form is the end game. And I actually think it's a mistake to think any technology and any platform is the end game. We will always see new technology get created and then new creators fill the void for content. And what I'm trying to tell myself, which might be delusional and silly, but I think I might be onto something, maybe, is that I need to focus on the skill set that I have that enables me to make YouTube videos. Of course, I need to and want to understand the YouTube platform and what's changing and where it's going, and I'll do my best to adhere to the new rules and the new algorithm. But at the end of the day, there's underlying skill sets that I'm just going to keep working on. Like trying to become a better communicator, trying to find new ways to be entertaining, improving my storytelling skills, improving my understanding of what gets people to click, being more aware of the trends that are going on, understanding niche, understanding production systems, building teams. Even as I'm saying all these things out loud, I'm realizing there's a lot of things that I can work on that are kind of independent from YouTube. And a lot of those things are the same things that people needed to understand when radio came out all those years ago. Same with TV, same with streaming, and now with YouTube. And for me, this becomes a really good filter. Why am I posting on YouTube? What is the purpose of posting on YouTube? If it was purely just to grow my business, which is totally okay, then I should be okay with being quick and responsive to things that are changing. Even at Clipflow, we're noticing that yes, long form is super important, but actually short form is an opportunity that we still haven't really tapped into yet. And so we're putting our energy there. We can see that that's reality. That's where the industry is. Not even where it's going, that's where it is. But all the same skill sets of storytelling and trying to find ways to hook people, all of that good stuff can apply in that space. I really thought AI would be my biggest problem in 2026, but turns out it's just the complete shift of an industry that's going to really be a struggle this year, I think. But you know what? That's okay. That's part of the game that we play. And there's still a huge advantage and opportunity to creating something and providing as much value as you can, whether that's entertainment or education or whatever it might be, online. Radio survived, TV survived. YouTube will most likely survive, or there will be an equivalent. But it does mean we'll have to stop acting like broadcasters and start acting like businesses. Now is the opportunity to really understand what the purpose of creating content is and what the value is we're giving to our audiences. I can almost guarantee in 6 months or a year's time, I'll make a video just like this about some new change that's happening on YouTube, and the response will be pretty similar. Unless YouTube completely closes down, and then it's a whole different conversation, which I'll probably end up making a video about on a different platform. So keep refining your skill set, keep showing up even when it's flipping hard, and you will start to see things move. All right, that's my motivational spiel for the day. If your content production systems are a drag, check out Clipflow. It makes making things so much easier. See you in the next video.